I'm glad you could join me here this morning. My snow shovel was right beside my back door. I planned really well for this morning. All right, welcome to a Monday morning wellness movement break. I'm your instructor, Dwayne, and I invite you to stand up. And we're gonna stand nice and tall with our feet right together and just bring some mindfulness to how our body is feeling here. So standing upright, get your ankles touching if they will. And I want you to bring some attention to the bottom of your feet. And to start with, all I want you to try to do is use both feet equally and completely. So nothing extra on the toes, nothing extra on the heels or the outside or the inside. And as you're doing that, notice how it shifts a little bit, right? It's not a static situation. So when all of a sudden a little bit of weight shifts to one foot, you just have to make a slight correction to make it go to the other foot. So with that being your kind of primary focus, next I want you to try to stand really tall. So the top of your head rises to the ceiling. The chin tucks a little bit when that happens. The shoulders should not rise, just the head, okay? There's no shoulder shrugging in this position. And then if your focus really goes to that tall feeling and the feet being used symmetrically, then bring a part of your attention back to your breath to make sure it's completely smooth and full and relaxed. All right. Last little test, odd question here. What's your tongue doing? If it's pressed to the roof of your mouth because you're focused on all this stuff, let it fall down to the bottom of your mouth. It can sit on the floor of your mouth, totally relaxed as you breathe, stand tall, and balance. All right, let's take 2 really big, deep, full breaths. Perfect, and relax. Okay, here's our movement, one of the movement pieces for today. So those feet that are pointed straight forwards are gonna stay pointed straight forwards, but we're gonna make them quite wide. Okay, as wide as you feel comfortable. In fact, if you feel comfortable with them super wide, you can do that. But I for sure want those toes to point forwards. But you're gonna make your feet go as wide as you just simply feel comfortable, like where you feel nice and solid, all right? So now what we're gonna do is a really small motion, focusing on a couple of things. Number one focus is gonna be either your right butt cheek or your left butt cheek, okay? And as we do this, let's do this together. So same side, same pace. One knee is gonna bend, one knee stays straight, but the primary focus is where's the bum cheek going? So number one, right bum cheek is gonna reach backwards as the right knee bends, but the left knee stays straight. And then come on out of that. Next, going left. Left bum cheek reaches backwards as the left knee bends. And come on up. Right bum cheek reaches backwards, right knee bends, and come on up. And left bum cheek reaches backwards, left knee bends, and we come on up. All right, so the motion can be just ever so slight, or it can be a little deeper if you want to, but we're gonna go back and forth with that motion. All right, feet pointed forwards. Number one thing, reach the bum backwards and kind of almost at an angle. Okay, right bum cheek reaches backwards, and pop that up. Left bum cheek reaches backwards, and pop that up. I'm not sure if the mic is picking up my knees cracking. Right bum cheek going backwards. That just has to do with the fact that my meniscus isn't quite right anymore. Left bum cheek goes backwards. And sometimes these motions wake those things up and help the little pieces realign. Right bum cheek goes backwards. Perfect. And left bum cheek goes backwards. Nice, and back up. Right bum cheek goes backwards, and again, this motion can be really small. And up, and then left goes backwards. Just picture that left buttocks going backwards. Going to the right, backwards, and up, and going left, and back up, and relax. Now, if you're comfortable here to stand in this wide foot position, you might have noticed I just did a recheck on my toes to make sure they're pointed forwards, so do that. If you want to hop out of this position and shake your legs out and then join us back in here, for sure, go ahead and do that. But just feel that your legs are still doing something. They're not just totally relaxed and loose, but there's a little bit of tension going on. We say that you kind of pull the kneecaps up, meaning you put some tension in the quads, and then even though your legs are wide, you can still have the feeling that you're squeezing your legs together, okay? Stand nice and tall. And this is just simply way more fun than sitting in your chair. So, all right, let's do that same motion again. So follow me along. I'm gonna have a little bit of a pause here now. So we're gonna reach the bum backwards. We're gonna sit for a bit, and then we're gonna come out. So, ready, here we go, reaching bum backwards. And then we just wait here. We hold, the right knee is bent, left knee is straight, and we wait. And we wait, and we wait, and let's come back up. Going left bum cheek backwards, and now we wait. Remember, you're only going as low as you want to for the intensity and the experience you're shooting for this morning, okay? And come on up. Going right. And even though this is called a movement break, I'm a huge fan of these isometric static contractions to create some heat, to create some strength in the safest environment possible. Come on up. And going left. Your goal is bum backwards, bum backwards. Doesn't matter how far down you go, gotta get that butt backwards though. Ready? And come on up. Going right. Bum backwards. Now in this position, there's way more weight on your right foot than your left, but the left is still doing something. I've got the hands out front just to counteract the weight out back. That's all that's happening there. We're still waiting, we're still sitting. Still sitting. And come on up. Let's go left. And we wait. While we're waiting here, you're taking full deep breaths. And notice you might almost feel like you need to breathe a bit more. Those muscles are using up oxygen, so you got to suck in more. And come on up. Going to the right. Oh, a little physiology question. Why do we breathe? Number one answer most people come up with is because we need oxygen. Come on up. Going left. And that's actually not true. It's not true at all. That's not why you breathe. You breathe to exhale carbon dioxide. It's splitting hairs, I know. You breathe out and then you also obviously breathe in, but the reason you start to huff and puff is the CO2 is building up in your system. And up, we're doing this one more time, going right. Now we're gonna hold this for a little bit, so get ready. Hold on to it. Also, and you also feel like your trunk is bracing a little bit, you're squeezing, which kind of makes your breathing feel constricted, and that's okay, that's part of the deal. Okay, let's hold this. If you feel this front knee collapsing inwards, push it out, okay? I just felt a little fatigue kick in and I saw my knee flip in there. Oh, it's so hard to do these things right. 3, 2, 1, come on up, going left. That's how long we're holding it for. And as you get tired, do a quick check. Is that left knee collapsing inwards? You have to pull it out. So do we shovel the snow or do we just leave it until it melts? The forecast shows quite an accumulation, at least here in Regina. Like 5 centimeters today and 4 centimeters tonight. 3, 2, 1, come on out, and now come right out of it and shake your legs. I kind of feel like I want to just leave it. Like enough's enough, stupid shoveling. Plus my shovel's worn out, so. Which I should buy a new one now before next winter comes, right? Okay. So that's all glute stuff and some core. Let's get our hamstrings warmed up a little bit. So we stand with our feet comfortably apart, whatever feels right for you, doesn't matter. We're gonna stand nice and tall, and we're just gonna lift our heel and put it back down, okay? These are slow motion butt kickers. So we're shifting the weight from side to side, okay? This would be like a modified version of grade 9 dance, right? Normally you wouldn't be kicking your heels up, but it's just swaying back and forth, right? And slowly lifting the heel. I say slowly, we're not gonna kick it up, we're just gonna lift it up. Every time that foot comes off the ground, you must have this down pat by now. The toes inside your shoe lift up. And if you're not wearing shoes, you still lift your toes up. Never really sure what kind of, how do I say this? How dressed everybody has gotten for their day of work in the morning, right? Okay, let's just add a little bit of speed to this. Speed it up a little bit. There's no actual speed. We're just adding a little spice to it, okay? There we go. Perfect, okay. I'm gonna switch this up a little bit here, so now we're gonna do this together. So let's go with right foot lifts, and then holds. It stays there. We're balancing, I'm gonna cheat. Come on. Balancing, holding that right foot up. Toes are still active, still lifting those toes. 3, 2, 1, right foot down, left foot up. Balance, tall, chin tucked, breathing. Hold your tummy tight a little bit, bracing, and down. Other side, right side up. Nice job, looking straight ahead. Focus your face. The tongue doesn't have to contribute to balance. It can be relaxed. 3, 2, 1, right foot down, left foot up. That's right. Make this look like you mean it. I don't know what that means. Breathe, smile, relax. 3, 2, 1. Left foot down, right foot up. Second last one here. If you're fumbling and catching yourself and then rejoining us, that's perfect. There's no other way to learn this than by doing. And this is basic balance stuff, which we all need. 3, 2, 1. Right foot down, left foot up. And sometimes these things are an exercise in futility. Like when I bought my skipping rope like 2 months ago. That was an exercise in futility and really sore toes. But eventually, with perseverance, you get it. 3, 2, 1. Right foot coming up. I didn't think that was ever going to come. All I just kept doing was beating the crap out of my toes. And then all of a sudden, one day, I hit my toes a little bit less. 3, 2, 1. Right foot down, left foot up. Are you feeling this in your hips already? Oh, that's fantastic. All that blood flow is going to put some tension into those hip muscles. That supports your back. And you can sit for another 6 hours, no problem. 3, 2, 1, and put that down. You should not sit for the next 6 hours. That wasn't an actual recommendation. All right. Let's get a little bit of arm motion here. Finish off. So, open hands, palms facing forwards. Squeeze your armpits closed. Stand nice and tall. Your feet are wherever you want them to be, and you want to feel really super grounded there, okay? All right, chin tuck, tall head, and now we're just gonna pulse the hands back and forth, okay? Elbows are stiff, no elbow bending, okay? Elbows are stiff. You're opening your hands as far as possible, and now you're just feeling the breeze pass around your fingers, over your fingers, between your fingers. The body's not wiggling because your stomach is being held nice and tight, okay? And we're just pulsing here. So brace your stomach to control any sort of wiggling or jiggling that's going on with you. Okay, it's there for you. Pulse a little bit faster. So you pick the pulse speed that felt good for you. Now we're just going to go a little bit faster. Stomach has to squeeze actually quite vigorously to control your wiggling and jiggling. Okay, so do that. Brace, hold, and pulse, and pulse, and pulse, If you've got a little more speed in you, try it, but keep the elbows stiff. Elbows don't get to bend here. Notice breathing is a bit restricted. 3, 2, 1. All right, shake those arms out. Shake the hands out. And that is your wellness movement break for Monday morning. Thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. I hope your day goes fantastic. And remember, if this snow will melt, you might not have to shovel it. Have a good day.